Sega Does podcast. I'm Sam, the Pixel Dude, one of your hosts. Alongside me, virtually to my left, as always, we have the NES Encyclopedia, soon to be the Sega Sorcerer, the Dylan D.
Yes, I am here. The Sega Sorcerer, huh?
Mm.
That seems pretty. That seems pretty dark. Like I would destroy any foes who oppose my Sega knowledge. I'm sure I will at some point.
Just carrying on Sega's work. That's really
yeah.
yeah.
That's really what it's about.
So today we have, guess what we've got, Dylan?
Many games.
Many games, all SG-1000 games. We are still in the realms of 1983. Hooray!
Yeah, but we're almost out. I'm almost
out.
done.
We're clawing away. So today we have Monaco GP, Sega Flipper, Pop Flamer, Pacar, Sega-Galaga, Space Slalom, Zippy Race, Pachinko, and
Exerion.
Yeah. I see. That's not a British word. No way. Exerion.
I don't know what that is.
Exerion. It sounds like something they made to combat kryptonite. You know, it's
Exerion. Yeah, it kind of does.
Mag free now with Exerion.
Ooh, I'd buy it.
Oh yeah, but it smells great. Right.
Yeah.
So, first game, Monaco GP.
Monaco GP.
Yeah, we're a bit late. 3 weeks ago, this would have been spot on. This is an interesting game because it bears no resemblance to the Monaco GP at all.
Nope. Sure doesn't.
I'm quite a big racing game fan. Probably in my life, I've driven round virtually the real Monaco Grand Prix circuit probably about 20,000 times. And this is nothing like the Monaco GP circuit at all. There are no corners as such. The landmarks repeats. The cars are all the same but different colours. There's no brake. Really, you just pick a speed almost. It's very strange.
So are you saying that Sega just took the name to make the game more appealing? Is that what you're saying?
Well, I'm just putting it out there. It's the box art's cool. It's I'm pretty sure. Well, no, they're even the Formula One cars that were, well, Formula One-esque cars that are on the front of the box are from like the 70s. So it's.
Well, the arcade was released in '79. I mean, I don't.
Wow, was it?
Yeah. They went. I think this is the oldest
port
game arcade.
Yeah.
Port so far.
Wow. So did you play the arcade?
You can't. It's impossible to emulate because of all the because of all the I forget. Oh, here we go. I wrote it down. Good for me in my review. Both games, Monaco GP and its slight upgrade, Pro Monaco GP, were made with discrete logic circuits instead of a digital CPU. Wow. So they can't be emulated in MAME.
Wow.
Yep.
That is so cool.
It is pretty cool.
Yeah.
I looked up video of it, but it was pretty bad video. So I couldn't really get a feel, but
now one cool thing you've spotted. Go to the site segadoes.com, check out the review. Go into a bit more in depth in there. You found what seems to be the first evidence of the Sega Dreamcast on one of the sailboats.
Right? The logo.
That is uncanny.
That logo has to mean something else. It has to. Like it's.
I don't know.
Because I don't know. Yeah. If it's just coincidence, then that's amazing.
It is.
But the Dreamcast logo has to have an origin. right?
Well, maybe we'll look into that soon. Maybe that's
Yeah.
a side note we should look into. But it's just uncanny how there's one sailboat and it's got the Sega Dreamcast logo on it.
Anybody who's scoffing right now and
Yeah.
saying, "Oh, these guys don't know what the Dreamcast logo means," shoot us a comment on
Mm.
the forthcoming episode 5 post.
Mm.
Because I feel like it represents something else or it came from somewhere else, but I don't know, and I'm not going to look it up now. So you liked Monaco GP though, other than it not really being
No,
Monaco.
no,
No.
no.
Okay.
I didn't like it. You gave it a B. It's
Yeah,
like,
man. Beggars can't be choosers. SG 1000 libraries.
Well, that's true considering it was 79. That's 79 based on a 79 game. I suppose it's not bad. I wouldn't have given it a B.
Yeah.
I mean, it's silky smooth. I'll give it that. But the Twitch based, I mean, God, you got to have some reaction times to get anywhere in this game, unless you want
That's
to,
true.
unless you want to chug along at 50 miles an hour and then you get overtaken by an ambulance. It's it's weird.
Yeah.
What did you think then, basically, of the premise? You probably got further in it than me. I tried it for 5 minutes. I'm just like, no,
Oh,
can't do
okay.
this.
I don't know. It's the same thing, like you said. It's just the same environments over and over again, and like you said, you have to have different reaction time. There's different levels of difficulty.
Yeah.
So level 1 is obviously the easiest, and I think there's 3 levels. So level 3 is just to add more cars, basically.
I
And
love
you
how
have to,
I love how even the menu's Twitch based.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I know, right? Like, because it doesn't stop.
No,
It just like
it
you
just
just like,
cycles, and it's like,
yeah.
which one do I... It's so. I was
For
like,
for those that don't know what we're talking about, basically when you turn the game on, the like the choice, the like little cursor to select level 1, 2, or 3 just scrolls through randomly. Like you're not pressing any buttons. I messed up or
yeah,
something,
I
but it
thought I'd
just,
held down as I started the ROM or something, and it stuck on, but no.
yeah,
Yeah.
no, that is not the case. It's
No.
just does that.
Twitch based menus.
Yep.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I like the explosion when your car blows up. That sounds
Yeah, that
so
was nice.
close to like a digitized soundbite. I almost wanted to think it was.
You should record that if you can. Throw it in there.
Because
Throw
it
it in
was
the pod.
it was really good. It really was
Yeah.
good.
There's little touches like that I really liked. I love the headlights
Yeah,
in the tunnel. I thought that was cool because I'd
yeah,
never seen anything like that before.
that was pretty.
Um, so I mean, it's not a great, it's 79. It's 35 years old. That's pretty old.
Jesus.
So yeah, but if you know it's that old and you're okay with that, then I don't think it's that bad. It's just like you said, you have to have very fast response time.
Very fast.
Otherwise you're not going to get anywhere.
No.
But
Too many cars on the road. Far too many cars on the road for what I could. A better game we will talk about later, which I think did this better. But obviously this is pretty early. It even predates the SG, so we can forgive it.
yep. And we will.
Okay, so next we have Sega Flipper.
They call him Flipper, faster than lightning. No one you see is smarter than he. And we know Flipper lives in a world full of wonder, flying there under the sea.
Sega Flipper.
Okay.
Has nothing to do with the dolphin and
Oh, that's going in.
everything to do with pinball.
Pinball.
Yes.
First pinball game on a Sega console. All right.
Yeah, one of the first pinball games on any console.
I was going to say, I mean, I know video pinball was never got as big as pinball, but was video pinball ever a thing in the arcades?
I don't think so. I think people saw that as kind of redundant, right?
Right.
Because you probably playing video pinball next to
A pinball machine.
pinball machine. The only thing I think Nintendo's pinball may have been in arcade machines, maybe as part of their like, you know, their 10 play machines or whatever for that where they had all those Nintendo games and you could choose
The play choice.
which
yeah.
one. The play choice 10 play. Am I talking about?
10 play. Play. Yeah, you had play choice 10s, and there was some that had 5 and some that had 3. And it was like,
Yeah.
never over here. That was a US only deal.
A friend of mine has a cabinet.
Really?
It's pretty cool. Yeah.
That's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
So, Sega Flipper, I'll admit, I did not play this. I couldn't find a ROM in time, but I wouldn't want to anyway, because I can't stand video pinball. So what was it like?
It sucked. It really, really sucked.
You're telling me 1983 ball physics aren't spot on?
Well, here's the thing. It seemed like the pinball actually had decent ball physics.
Cool.
There's just nothing going on. There's nothing to do. Like if you look at the screenshot, like that's all there is.
That's it.
It's so bare bones. And the two best things about it are the ball physics. The ball feels like weighted, like a regular pinball, which is cool, I guess. Kind of pissed me off, like when it would just fall straight down. But
yeah,
I acknowledge that, that's pretty realistic. And the sound effects are great. Sound effects are fantastic.
How many play fields do you get?
One.
Yeah. Wow. How much is this game?
I don't know. I stopped putting the cost in the reviews. Oh wait, no, I put this one in. 3,800 yen.
Oh.
Too much.
For one table.
Yeah, and not a good one.
No. It's half empty. Pretty
much.
Yeah.
And then I mentioned in the review that Nintendo's Pinball was released the following year for the Famicom, which had 3 play fields. I mean 2 really, but then 3 if you count the bonus stage.
Oh, well,
which I do. Yeah.
Hmm.
So, and I can play pinball today. I think that's a solid video pinball game. But this is, it's an experiment, I guess.
Yeah. Okay. So that's enough. That's enough of that.
Moving on.
Moving on. We have. Oh Christ. Pop Flamer.
Yep.
I just want to see what you gave this for it. What did you? I did. Thank God. Okay, right.
Yeah. This game sucked too.
I can't talk, think, or look at this game without laughing. So you're gonna have to do this. This is so Japanese.
It is very Japanese. The premise is awesome. You're a mouse with a flamethrower
With a flamethrower.
who pops balloons.
Yep.
And has to run away from these little creatures who are after him for some reason. I guess they're the lords of the balloons or something.
Yeah.
And you use your flamethrower to just toast them.
Yep.
You just toast them. They in the game they just explode into this awesomely animated flame, and they're gone. And it's kind of disturbing actually. but in a good way,
Hmm.
I guess. I don't know. But the problem with it is that it controls like crap,
Oh, it's
and
so bad.
and your flamethrower has a limited amount before
Now,
you have to. Oh,
sometimes, right? You say it's a limited
oh,
amount. Sometimes it worked 3 times before it ran out, and sometimes it never worked, and sometimes it worked. It seemed really random how many like goes you'd get before you had to try and refill, and I could never figure out how to refill it.
you pop balloons
Well, that's
to
what I
refill
thought,
it.
but I swear I was popping some balloons and it wasn't refilling.
Yeah, that's probably true.
Yeah,
Because this game feels
broken.
broken. Yeah,
It is
it
broke. I'm sure it
yeah.
is. It's busted. It's.
I got to level 2.
Did
No,
you?
that's it. That's it. I couldn't get farther than that. It was
Wow.
so hard. And the arcade version is a bit easier than this.
Right.
But
It's got some really bad scroll as well.
yes, horrible scrolling.
Horrible. Still got Sega bar down the side. Sega bar. Was this by Sega? Yeah.
It was.
Jalico in the arcade though.
Yep. Yeah. But I think I don't know. I don't even know why. I don't know why they bothered with this. Like I do. It's a cool concept, but Sega is so hit and miss with these games.
It runs so bad.
Yeah, how can the scrolling work amazing in Starjacker,
Yeah.
which has faster movements,
And Monaco GP.
and Monaco GP, and they can't do this simple little arcade game.
Yeah.
I don't understand. This game reminded me of a top-down Mappy a little bit. You ever
Yeah.
play Mappy?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's kind of what it reminded me of, because in Mappy you have to like collect something too, I think, and you're running away from you're running away from mice or something like that. You're a cat. You're running away from mice. Is that right? I don't know.
Yeah.
See, we know a lot about video
Of
games,
course we do. Yeah.
ladies and gentlemen. I'll blame it on senility. How about that?
Yeah.
I'm just old. I don't remember.
Mm.
Pop Flamer sucks. I do remember that.
Yeah.
Were you ever able to turn into the Super Mouse?
The what?
I'll take that as a no.
Super Mouse.
When you know the like little beakers at the top of the screen
Yeah.
and the bottom,
Yeah.
you can apparently stand next to them and drink them and turn into.
Now, I drunk half of it.
But it wouldn't let you drink the whole thing, would it?
No, it would not. What was that? What was that about?
It's called The Game is Broken. Like we said, it doesn't work.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't work.
Yeah.
D plus.
D plus. I probably should have given it an F, but I did like the premise a lot. I really wanted it to be good.
It was trying. I'll give it its credit. There was a lot of things on screen.
Sorry.
Hear me out. With their own behaviors.
That is true. Every enemy had its own movement pattern. Yeah.
Just too much for the SG-1 first. Well, I don't know if it's too. This is the really annoying thing. There are more complicated, faster moving, better looking games than this that we've played already.
Yeah.
Yet this runs like crap.
Yeah.
It's just weird.
I wonder. I know this isn't the first game Sega's ported from a different developer, but I wonder if it has anything to do with it being a Jalico game. I don't know.
I don't know. I think ports are pretty loose term back in these days. I reckon they just reprogram the whole thing and use the other one as a guide.
Yeah.
I really don't think there was much porting going on, if I'm honest.
Probably.
Yeah. Okay, so Pop Flamer sucks ass. I think it even says sucks ass in the review.
No.
I swear I saw ass somewhere.
You did.
I did, didn't I? Badass.
Yeah, yeah.
Sorry.
No, it's fine.
Mind connecting the dots. The cool box art. Kind of depicts the game pretty well, actually.
It does.
I can recognize them in the game.
So far, I've enjoyed the majority of the SG-1000 box art.
They have been good.
I like the drawings. Whoever did the designs really good, and I like black box art anyway.
Yeah.
From like the Nintendo,
Yeah.
the early Nintendo games. So the fact that these are all black boxes makes me very happy.
You're probably a bit like me. I like stuff that all matches, goes well together on a shelf.
Yeah.
Like the Master System boxes and the early PlayStation. I mean, nowadays, the spines, they just let them do what they like on them.
Yeah.
Bleep that out.
I don't even care. I don't care.
You know what I mean? Like PlayStation, I used to really like PlayStation. Used to be able to have a certain color background and a certain color writing, but the font never changed, the size never changed, the spacing never changed. And now they just let them stick logos and pictures.
Yeah.
It's called standards, people. Xbox's fault. Xbox was the first one to do it.
Well, if I needed one more reason to blame to pick on Microsoft, I don't.
We'll just say just now, it is, what is the date today? Date of recording is the 20th of June, and E3 has happened, and nobody cared because it was boring as hell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not like before. You remember before when you would wait for the new magazines to come out so you could read all their E3 coverage?
Yep.
And all of it was just so exciting. Yeah, it's not like that anymore.
No. Can't beat magazines.
No.
And demo discs.
Demo discs.
Can't use a download as a weapon, can you? No.
No, that's true.
That's true.
Or a coaster.
No. Or a coaster. Now then, is this next game art? What do we think? It is Pacar.
Pacar.
It just sounds like a parrot. It really does. Pacar. Right. This is a maze game. It is a Pac-Man clone. Okay. There's no getting around it. It's a Pac-Man clone. You're a little car on a maze, which is... They're doing it again. They're trying this isometric. They're trying.
They really want it to work. They want the
really
isometric, like 3-dimensional-esque gameplay.
Yeah, but it's not. It's all 2D.
No.
So you're a little car on a maze, and you go around and you collect little dots up, much like our friend Pac-Man. And there are other cars which are blue, sometimes red. The red ones are little rascals. And they chase you around and try and get you exactly the same as the ghost did in Pac-Man. The one difference is on this, you've got like an accelerate button, which I thought was really cool.
Yeah.
So when you get like on long straights, or if you want to dodge out of the way of a oncoming enemy real quick. You can hold down your accelerate and you'll move like 5 times faster. I thought it was really cool, actually.
Yeah.
And then you can also get the bigger pellets, and then you can take out your enemies when you're in the invincibility mode. It is Pac-Man, but with cars. Hence the name, Pacar, I think. I really like this.
Yeah, it's fun.
It is fun. What did you think?
I really liked it was still enjoyable even though there was only 2 level layouts.
Yeah, that was a bit annoying.
That was the only thing I didn't like that. Like I wish there would have been more, but it still held my interest and still enjoyable to me. What I mentioned on the site is that it's basically, from what I understand, a sequel to Sega's earlier arcade title, Head On.
Yeah.
And in Head On, you basically drive a white car around a maze collecting pellets, and you avoid this red car that's trying to crash into you.
Yeah.
But Pac-Man hadn't been released yet. So
Oh.
yeah.
I didn't know that.
So the Head On was first, or one of the first maze games.
Mm-hmm.
But it wasn't, I mean, it was okay. It wasn't great. Pac-Man obviously is the standard now, in 1980 or 1983. But I really wanted to mention that in the review because otherwise and it is a Pac-Man clone for sure, no doubt about it. But Sega has a little bit of history here as well with games with cars collecting pellets. But Pacar is really fun, and I like too that when you back up, you go slower in reverse. I thought that was cool.
That's pretty.
I mean, it kind of sucks if you're stuck, but
it's cool that you can do it. You can actually stop, like back up and go around, because you can't really do that in Pac-Man. You just gotta trudge along and go where you're going. You can kind of stop and turn on a dime. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. Yep.
That's pretty much it.
And this game was never in the arcade.
No.
It was only on the SG-1000, even though it's a sequel to one of their arcade games. Well, it's supposedly a sequel. Many people think it is. Sega Retro claims that it is, and
certainly inspired by.
Yeah, if nothing else, inspired by. And
B+.
B+. Gotta take, like I said, gotta take what you can get. And this is solid. I've not found anything though that's just blown me away.
No.
These are the games I like are good arcade games. That's how I'm judging them. They're early arcade games that work well for the console. Because otherwise I get depressed.
That's true. You got to try and keep yourself going. Red Bull doesn't always work. Right.
No.
So, this is a game that should have got you going. And I haven't actually looked at the score yet. It is Sega-Galaga.
Sega-Galaga.
Okay, and we have a B.
Yeah.
So another good game.
Yep. More or less.
More or
I mean,
less.
it's not the Galaga I was hoping it would be.
No.
But it's a bare bones Galaga.
It is very bare bones. I will say one disappointment from me was the graphics. I know that's a weird thing to say on an SG-1000. I was disappointed in the graphics. But I was. Compared to Starjacker, this has got nothing.
No. And we've all played the arcade version.
Oh, yes.
Or at least the Nintendo version. We've played Galaga. Everybody's played Galaga at some point in their lives. And we know how the graphics are very simple, but they're very crisp and distinct. And these are lacking in detail, which SG-1000 had the power of the ColecoVision, right?
Yeah,
yeah. But you're right. They could have done probably a little bit better, but at least it plays like Galaga.
It does. It seemed a little slow.
Well, and if you notice too, like when the bugs line up, like if you let them all line up, in order,
Yeah.
they're closer to your ship than they are in the arcade or in the
Oh.
NES version. So when they dive bomb you, they're like really close already.
I did think they were pretty close, actually, come to think about it. Hmm.
Yeah. So that kind of makes the gameplay a little more challenging, I guess.
Hmm.
I also missed the challenging stages. They didn't have those.
No. A lot of things
Which,
got missed out on SG-1000 ports, obviously because of memory constraints and stuff like that. But it's Galaga, but
yeah.
stripped down.
Yep.
That's pretty much it.
And if you haven't played Galaga,
Go
please,
play it. Yeah,
just
come on,
just do that.
sort yourself out. What you doing?
Yeah.
Next, I haven't played this, so this is all you, boy. This is Space Slalom.
Space Slalom.
Now, what on earth is this? As I try and figure it out from these pictures you have here.
It's not a shooter. It's not much of anything. It's just you fly a space shuttle through these like little twinkly star paths. You fly them in the middle of the path, and when you do it correctly, they turn green. And
Oh, cool.
so the more you weave in and out, and the more star paths you turn green, the better your score will be at the end. And it's kind of weird because when you finish a level, is if you notice on the screenshot on the review, it'll give you a time limit. So
Yeah.
so if you're over that time, you'll get docked a life. That's how you lose lives.
Oh,
And then
right.
you'll have to do it again. But if if let's say you make it with 5 seconds to spare. So your limit is 40 seconds. You made it in 35
Mhm.
and you missed 2 star paths. Well, the 2 star paths add 2 seconds. So really you made it in 37 seconds on a 40-second time limit, but you still made it in the time limit so you can move on.
Cool.
So that's how it is. It's a neat little game, and
That's really
nothing
cool.
fancy, but it was fun. And there's like little orbs that fly at you, and if they hit you, they add a little bit of time, but they don't like damage your spacecraft.
No,
or
so
anything.
there's no enemies as such. There's no real obstacles. It's like ski slalom, but in space.
Exactly.
Yep. That sounds pretty cool. I'm gonna have
controls. Oh, I was just gonna say controls better than Slalom too on the NES.
Cool. You gave that a B.
Yep.
Nice and solid.
Nice and solid.
Some good games this last week.
Yeah, I was pretty happy about that.
He says with resolve.
I was pretty happy about that. Yeah, other thing about Space Slalom, I don't know. Developed by a company named Orca, not Sega.
No.
So this is the first SG-1000 game to not be developed by Sega. And I had some helpful comments
Yeah.
from Sean697,
Yeah.
who did some research and
he-
found that they were an early arcade manufacturer.
Ah.
So
He's the man on the comments at the minute. He really is. He's a big shout out to him. He's really helping us discover a little bit extra information about quite a few of these games. He's really he's quite something.
yeah, no, he's very helpful, and appreciate all that all the info he's dropped. Because some of this stuff, like, you know, I do a Google search, I go through a few pages. If I don't find it, that's the extent. But he's like, you know, I'm noticing he's left Arcade Museum. It's like, I didn't know that site existed. I know I'm terrible. I don't, I'm not really that interested in arcade games. So,
No.
so I didn't know that site existed, but now I do. So I can check that, you know, if I have questions about developers I've never heard of.
Mm.
But yeah, he's been very helpful, and had some other helpful comments as well. I'm sure we'll get to them.
Last game today. Is it last game today?
No, 3 more.
Oh my god. 3 more. Right. Zippy Race.
Zippy Race.
Yeah.
Zippy.
I like this.
This game's awesome.
It is brilliant. I didn't like it at the beginning. It took
Yeah.
me 10, 15 minutes to warm up to it. But then I was, oh, I get it. I got what it was trying to do. Some of the most accurate hit detection I've seen on the SG-1000 so far. Basically, Zippy Race is you are Zippy from Rainbow. You have no idea what that is, do you?
Nope.
Nope. Oh, anyone from the UK? Zippy from Rainbow. Check it out. Go to YouTube after this, all you US fans. Zippy from Rainbow. It's a 1980s kids educational program. Very interesting. It's a big orange puppet with a zip as a mouth.
Oh, I've seen him, but
Yeah,
I've never
got-
like watched the show.
He's got some attitude.
3 fat sausages sitting on the wall. 3 fat sausages sitting on the wall. But if one fat sausage should accidentally fall. 2 fat sausages sitting on the wall. 2 fat sausages sitting on the wall.
Come on, Zippy, why don't you eat your sausages quietly?
Well, I am eating them, Jeffy, but I'm singing about them as well. And I don't like singing quietly. Come on, Bungle.
He's serious about education, apparently.
No, not really.
Oh. All right.
Anyway, Zippy, so funny. I would do it. When you talk about Zippy, you're supposed to do an impression, but I'm not going to do it.
Okay.
No, it's very distinct, should we say? Okay. Sound effects in here.
Yep.
Yep. Okay, so Zippy Race, right? Correct me if I go wrong. But we have you as a motorcycle.
Yep. Motorbike. Yep.
And your goal is to get from LA to New York City. And to do that, you have to go through 6 areas. Each with a kind of boss zone. It's not really a boss, it's like a challenge, an extra challenge mode, really, isn't
Yeah.
it? From each.
Yeah.
For each one. So the first mode, the main mode, is top down. You're on a road. The road twists and turns. It has obstacles, water, oil slicks. Also cars. And you got to dodge in and out of the cars, and they're moving all over the place, and you got to make your way to the end of the stage. You also have a fuel gauge, which you've got to watch out for. You got to collect fuel as you go. The fuel gauge also works across all the stages, so you've really got to watch your fuel as you try and get all the way to New York. Don't quite know why he's trying to get there, but he's trying to get there. It's brilliant.
Doesn't it feel like a game?
It does feel like a game. This is my favorite game so far.
Yeah. Yeah,
It's-
it's up there for me.
It's
Yeah.
brilliant. It's got so much character with 16 colours. It's got some character. It's brilliant. How did you think? How did you feel?
I gave it a B plus. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, I liked it. I really liked it. I like that it felt like I said, it just felt like a game. It didn't feel like some crappy arcade port
No.
that they half-assed. It just didn't feel like that. It felt like they wanted to do right by it, Sega, because it was originally an Irem arcade game.
That's right.
So Irem made some solid games, by the way. But yeah, they really did a good job for how limited the SG-1000 really is. That they were able to put all the levels in there. This game is hard though.
Yeah.
Like really tough. And
yeah.
Mostly the fuel. I was able to figure to weave in and out of the cars. That wasn't too big of an issue, but man, that fuel, like if you hit anything,
you've had it.
It like just takes off a chunk, and you have to do a perfect run through. Really,
you do. It's pretty much you just have to be perfect. The controls are real nice, real tight, nice and consistent. The hit detection's great. Like there was some occasions where I was like, literally like the road was turning left and the car was turning right, and I just had to squeeze just through. It just like it's just brilliant. You could just get it. It was I was just going through these gaps thinking SG-1000's just gonna have a spaz out and vomit all over this. Like you can't do that, but no, it did it, and it was great. It really was cool. Good graphics, real nice graphics actually. The like the challenge modes, it can't, instead of being top down, it kind of brings the view behind, like a third person, as you'd expect, racing view, and you have to like dodge in and out of traffic as you're going down the highway. It's just it's really cool.
Well, what I like is that I don't know if you noticed this. Well, you probably did. You said you played it for a little bit. When you drive your motorcycle, close like the cars will close in on you, and your first intuition is to like, oh crap, I got to get away, but they'll keep like edging towards you.
Yeah, you can hit.
But if you just drive straight, like they'll stop like right next to you. So it's like a game of chicken constantly.
They'll honk the horns as well.
Yeah.
Get out of the way, asshole.
I thought that was really realistic because
brilliant.
Car drivers just do not see motorcyclists ever.
Nope.
And unless they're like right up on them, right? So I thought that was a really nice touch. And it's a great game.
Try that on people.
Yeah, and it was released in other areas as Moto Race USA, in the US. So I don't know why they changed the name, because Moto Race sounds kind of boring. Zippy Race sounds fun, but yeah, it's good.
It's pretty
good.
kick-ass.
Check it out.
Check it out. Probably not check out the next game. We have Pachinko, and yes, you guessed it. It's a Pachinko machine on your SG-1000, and this is again like the was it Sega Flipper?
Sega Flipper.
Yeah. This is pretty much the same, but Pachinko, and it's one Pachinko machine.
Yeah. And I don't know how you feel about gambling games, but I don't get them. I don't know why you would ever play them.
No.
Because there's no money involved. None. So, you're not feeding quarters into your SG-1000, No. You're not feeding yen into your SG-1000. So what's the point? There's no point. It's for fun. No, it's not fun.
It's not. It's just it is pointless.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you had a physical pachinko machine in front of you, that might give you some pleasure, because they're a lot of those machines are really interesting to look at and notice their distinctions and whatnot. But you're just staring at the same old one screen for the whole time.
It's funny.
So did you play this, or play? You launch some balls into the.
Yeah. Play is a interesting word.
Mhm.
Yeah. It's. I didn't think the actual physics of the actual ball moving through the machine was that bad.
No.
I think the sounds. I thought that you could have really gone to town on the sound effects on this, and that.
Well, they could have gone to town on something. They didn't have much to work with, so they probably should have give it a bit more
But
flair.
see,
Yeah.
games like this usually, when you see them out in the wild, they make them interesting by sticking like a half naked lady in the back. You know,
Right.
they do something. You know, they have a camel smoking a cigarette. I don't know. They have something interesting going on. This is it's just a uh, I don't get it.
Yeah. Well, what's fun about this too is that it's one of the rarest SG-1000 titles.
Really?
Yeah.
No, no sugar.
No sugar. I found one copy on Amazon Japan for 300,000 yen, which is about
Whoa.
$3,000. So
Whoa.
imagine
Is that in
I
bucks?
put I don't
Probably
I don't
not.
know. Yeah, I don't know.
Jesus.
But imagine purchasing like some super rare game like Suikoden 2, right? Is what's that? Probably up to like 150 by now.
Yeah.
Uh Imagine purchasing that 20 times. I mean like putting it in perspective. Like that's what you're
But
looking at.
Suikoden 2's got a bit more depth than Pachinko.
Well, exactly. It's like who in their right mind
It's
would
like I've brought some expensive games uh Panzer Dragoon Saga. Like
Yeah.
you can own that, and it's like, oh, you spent all that money on a game, but at least there's like 15 hours worth of game there, you know,
Right.
and it's interesting, and you can never find it anywhere else, and it's got like the history behind it is really interesting. This is just a crappy pachinko sim with one board, and I don't get it. Really strange.
Yeah.
Even back then, this was a weird choice.
Yep.
Mm.
I agree. And I don't know. There's no reason to play it and look forward to a sequel because
Yes, I see this Pachinko 2
1984, baby.
back in the habit.
Yeah, back in. All right, I wasn't expecting that. Good show.
Thank you. Gotta do something right on the damn podcast. Right. Last game today then.
Last game.
How on earth do you say this?
Exerion.
Exerion. I can't do it
Yep.
without doing. Yeah.
No, it's the made up word.
Exerion.
It's a made up word, and it's in katakana on the cover. So so it's not I mean, it's not a straight Japanese word. I don't know where it came from. It came from the depths of Mordor. That's where it came from.
Sarafan.
All right. So
Right.
you didn't get to this one, right?
Yes, I have.
You did get to this one.
I've played
All right.
it. I couldn't see what the hell I was doing, but I've played this game.
You mean you didn't think that scrolling in the background was pretty neat?
No, after I picked myself off the floor and looked at the clock and half an hour had passed and I wondered what the hell had gone on. It was fine, yeah.
Yeah.
This is weird. Just you explain the game first, and then I'm going to tell you what my main
All right.
problem with this stupid game is.
All right. So Exerion is a pretty basic shoot 'em up, but it's distinct because
It's the kill zone. of the SG-1000. I think
Is that right?
it's the graphic powerhouse. It's the look. This is what you spent all this money on at launch to play,
Yeah.
and yeah,
Well, there's like a scrolling landscape, parallax scrolling landscape, and that's on the bottom half of the screen. On the top half are enemies that come down, and the okay, how about I explain this? The bottom half of the screen is rolling along. I put like a sine wave because it just keeps going and going. The enemies move in different patterns. And so your eyes are constantly like trying to figure out what to focus on.
yeah.
And the plane moves all over the place too, just whips all over. And so you're
Yeah, but
having
the
to
problem
focus.
is, the main problem is the scrolling of the land, right, is basically two colours, like flipping real quick, so it looks like it's scrolling. But one of the colours and the ship in most of the levels are the same colour.
Yeah.
So it's like it's disappearing and reappearing 60 times a second. Ugh.
Yeah. It's pretty bad. However, I will say this port is really bad. Um the arcade game and the Nintendo or the Famicom port
Mm.
are much better.
Right.
This one, I don't think there are enough colors in the
No. Yeah,
SG-1000's
I agree
palette
there. Yes.
to make everything distinct. So as a result, I mean, I'd crash into an enemy that I didn't see,
Yeah.
all the time,
Just
and
can't
because it was,
see.
yeah, it was blending in with the background.
It's At least
The
in
plane,
Pachinko, you don't have to see. You just press the button and hope for the best. This
yeah,
a shooter, you kind of have to see what you're doing, and you can't.
yeah. Well, and I understand why they made the plane white because the top half of the screen is all black, so I get that.
Yeah.
But you think they would have made it stick out a little more or made it a little bit
A
bigger.
little bit bigger here.
Kind of a little bit more info about the game. You have two different types of attack. You have a double shot, which is slower,
Yeah,
and a single shot, which is really fast.
I like
And
that.
I did too. I
It
like
recharged
the
as well
mix.
after you used
Yep.
it. That was a cool mechanic. I like that.
Yeah. Um, I think the overall idea isn't bad. I just think that
You can't see.
SG-1000 can't handle it. So
I don't know about that. I think it's just a poor design choice.
you think so?
I was quite impressed at what it was doing. If you stood 20 foot away and looked at it, it was pretty cool. But trying to play it was not fun.
Yeah. I just feel like if they had a few more colors, because if you look at the screenshots I have,
Yeah.
you've got
Is it up?
you've got the landscape. The landscape has that nasty light blue that's in every SG-1000 game. It's so like a not appealing color to the eye.
Yeah.
And that's a good portion of the landscape is that nasty light blue mixed with some other stuff like trees or a city or
It's like
whatever.
trees floating on water. It's like,
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
it's
Exactly.
so bizarre.
So,
Uh,
Exerion, we just went through 9 games. And
yeah,
I still have to put out a review today. So,
we did 9 games.
whew, 9
There you go,
games. It's a lot.
It's a lot. Cool box art.
Indeed.
Mm. Directed by George Lucas.
I had a guy give me crap for that. It's like, what does that mean? Like,
Oh, dude,
I don't
look.
want to. I don't want to have to explain this. It's like
Oh,
I just don't. But I did anyway.
he's probably the kind of person that enjoyed Jar Jar Binks.
So I'm magnanimous and
Yeah.
generous. Yeah.
So that is the Sega Does podcast, reviewing every single game ever released for a Sega console ever.
Yep.
Cheers, Dylan.
Ever.
All regions, ever. crazy.
Yeah. Yep.
So how many games have we been through so far?
About 20, maybe
20 on
25.
the dot. 20.
20 on the dot.
There we go.
So
yeah,
I'm a little over quarter of the way through.
Yeah.
It's too many, man. That's too many SG-1000 games.
So just a few things that we've got coming up. We have Cuba. That'll be interesting.
Cuba?
Cubert.
Oh, Cubert.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why I'm doing that. I thought you said Cuba.
Cuba.
Like, what? Take down Castro.
Why
Right.
am I looking forward to playing more Champion games?
You are?
Yeah,
No.
I am.
Those are... Are you looking forward to seeing like how they destroy sports? Yeah. Champion boxing. Champion hockey, I think. Soccer. Why didn't they call... Isn't it known as football in Japan?
Yeah. Good question.
Yeah. Thought it was known as football everywhere but the US because we have to be difficult.
I don't know.
Champion Pro Wrestling. I'm excited about Champion Kendo. I want to see how they do that.
I want to see Pitfall 2.
Oh.
Because I don't think there's a Pitfall 1, is there?
Not on the SG-1000. There's also a game called Dragon Wang, which...
Dragon what?
Dragon Wang.
Dragon Wang. Wow.
This is the summary. I love it on Sega Retro. You play as a man and have to kick other men through 4 stages. I want to copy that. I want that to be the review. You have to kick other men.
Kick other men.
In the Dragon Wang.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
We have 007 James Bond, which must be the first licensed game on the SG.
Yeah, I think you're right. You know what's also on the SG-1000, which I'm curious, is Wonder Boy.
Really?
Yeah.
How on earth did they get that on there?
Probably very carefully. I'm sure it's not that good.
Maybe they just kicked a load of men.
Yeah.
Get it on there.
Yeah, there's quite a few to look forward to. Looking forward to that term using loosely. Pachinko 2 is unfortunately very soon. So
well, that's probably sooner rather than later. It's better.
Get it out of the way. And more mahjong. So yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot, readers and listeners. Please look forward to it.
Yeah. So if you're enjoying this, keep listening, subscribe, tell your friends, give us a review on iTunes. That'd be nice. Go to segadoes.com. You can follow us at the Dylan D. That's to follow Dylan on Twitter, and to follow me is at the Pixel_dude. The Pixel Dude. Yeah. So just join in. Join in next time. We've got Cuba Space Mountain, August, Pachinko 2, Loader Runner. Loads of cool games, I'm sure. Sure we're gonna have an A soon.
Don't be so sure about that.
No, I don't. Yeah. Okay. So from me and Dylan, thank you very much, and we'll see you all next time.
All right.
Sega.
Sega.